and welcome back, NH fam. We are back, but we are back in a slightly different territory. Not that different though. Yes, I am a K-pop stan. That also means I do dip my toes into the BL world. Specifically, I'm talking about the Thai BL world. The reason that we bring up Thai BL on the channel is because PondPhuwin's newest show has finally arrived. Well, the show has not arrived. The pilot teaser for the show has arrived. And the first thing when I saw it is, oh my god, this reminds me of Color Rush. Not the entire show though. It does remind me of the premise of the show, but the plot is very different. So let's get into it. The show that we're talking about in particular is PondPhuwin's latest show, that is The Missing Sunshine. So what is the plot? What am I talking about? The plot is basically Pond stars as New, a man living a dangerous double life as a hitman who perceives only the colors black, white and grey due to a rare visual condition. And Phhuwin stars as Navi or Nas, a target or mysterious figure who unexpectedly brings vivid color back into New's monochromatic world. Color Rush is also a BL. It is a Korean BL. It was one of those monumental Korean BLs to come out of Korea, especially because it featured Her Hyunjin. That is Hwal, a former member of The Boys. So it was a big thing when it released. Why am I saying that the premise is similar but not the plotline? So Color Rush also follows the similar plotline where monochromatic people, or as they are called monos, exist in the world who can only see the world in the colors black, grey and white. However, in their world also, a mono is destined to meet their soulmate, but in this Color Rush universe, it's not really in the soulmate territory. They call it a definite name. They call these people probes, as opposed to The Missing Sunshine, where they are just labeled as soulmate, putting a sort of supernatural element into it. So this is a similar premise, whereas the plot lines are very drastic to say the least. So in Color Rush, we mainly deal with high school students where Yonu is a mono and he is definitely not interested in finding his probe. He's kind of disillusioned, some would say. However, obviously destiny has to play a part in this, where his probe happens upon him in school itself, where he crashes with this person and he can only see color when Yuhan removes his mask and he fully sees his face. So similar kind of plot thread is there even in The Missing Sunshine, where when you can only see color if he is within 10 meters of Navi slash Nas. I say Navi slash Nas, I'll get into that. So going back to Color Rush. So the story mostly goes more into school life in general, and obviously Yonu learning about colors and learning because the biggest problem in Color Rush was that monos end up becoming really obsessed with their probes, which kind of not leads into good territories, So yeah, trying to fight the urge to become bad and all like that, and not destroy the thing that makes them happy. Whereas in Missing Sunshine, it deals more with New has been assigned to unalive Navi, but he decides not to do so because moment he lays eyes on him, he sees colors, and obviously he wants to know what, how, when, and curiosity is bound to happen, right? So over here, it is more on identity, because obviously he was sent out to unalive him. So the questions of would you love me if I was not useful to you? That theme really struck out to me, in the sense I did not expect it to go into that territory. Also another thing is, it's not just the dynamic of that being explored. There's not just internal conflict, there's external conflict also. The external conflict being Navi, or Phhuwin's character, has a twin, and actually the hit was ordered to go on the twin. It's the external conflict of why do you want to kill my twin, and that's what. Would you love a person based on the circumstances? Per se, y'all are meant to be enemies, but love still ends up happening. So yeah, that is how these are completely different. Honestly, the twins plotline also kind of reminded me of Not Me, loving a person who they are truly from within, because the story of Not Me is basically there are twins, black and white. Basically, black ends up in a coma, and he ends up in a coma because of getting beat up and all. And so white obviously ends up rushing to uncover who did this to his twin. He suspects it's someone from his friend group, Black's friend group, and that is where Sean, out of them, ends up questioning Black, white as Black, he doesn't act like Black, and that's what, loving a person for who they are. So honestly speaking, I am more interested to see how this pans out, because thematically it sounds like such a rich show, and I would end up loving it because I really love Not Me's themes. I don't think it'll go in the plagiarism spectrum because the plots of it are very different. The setting of the world is similar. So yeah, it would be an interesting watch. Did you figure out the similarity? Like immediately, honestly, I saw the trailer, like the first introductory like seconds. I'm like, oh my god, they're making color rush. But yeah, I want to see more how they delve into like the internal conflicts. I'm really interested in the internal conflict aspect of it more. Because I'm a kind of person who likes that like those kind of things. For example, loved like back in my teenage years, the book and the movie The Host. This will be interesting to see. That will be all from us. Do like, share, and subscribe to the NamaSTAY YouTube channel, and we'll see you all next time. Annyeong.